Hey guys, what's up? Dries the Great here, back again with another video, and today I'm going to analyze my game I played with Ken. Ken is rated 1765 and I'm rated 1658. So he started off the game with e4 and I played c6. I regularly play the Karo KANN, and I think the Karo KANN is one of black's main weapons against d4. So he played d4 and I played d5. This is the main line. And so here I was expecting knight c3, which is the main line, and it would go something like this. But he played the exchange variation, which I was very surprised to see because since I have never seen him play against the Karo KANN, but he plays the Scotch against e5. So it seems like he likes that knight defending pawn stuff. So I expected knight c3, and I prepared a little bit. I didn't prepare much because I didn't really know what he'd play, but he played the exchange variation. And here I could enter into some Scandinavian gambit lines after something like this. But I don't really play that stuff. And so here he played bishop d3, the main line. I was expecting the Panov attack since he was higher rated than me, but he played bishop d3 instead. And so I played knight c6, the main move. c3 and knight f6. Here I was out of book. I didn't know anything past this. So here he played bishop f4, controlling the diagonal, and I thought I'd already made a mistake because I thought my queen was supposed to be on c7, patrolling the diagonal. So here I played bishop g4 pretty quickly because I was very, very worried that, maybe I did something wrong. And here he immediately snapped out queen b3, almost immediately. And I thought here I'd made a mistake. He's pressuring this pawn, he's pressuring this, my bishop is out. In the queen's pawn opening, if we look at that, there's a common sort of blunder that can happen. Bishop f5, and then after takes, queen b3, you have this thing where white's going to win a pawn. So after queen b3, I thought that was going to happen to me. But thank goodness that didn't happen to me because my pawn here is defended by my knight. So here I thought a long time between queen c8 and queen d7. I ended up picking queen d7, which I think was the wrong choice. Queen c8 just makes a lot more sense. You allow your knight a square here. You control this diagonal. And most importantly, if a knight ever gets to e5, it doesn't come with tempo. But I played queen d7, and he played knight here. And so here I just have to develop my pieces, so I played e6. Now my knight is able to move because this pawn's defended. He played knight there because if he played knight there immediately, then I would take double his pawns, but now he can take here. So he just wants to play knight e5, and this was really bad for me. And I played bishop e7, which the engine doesn't like at all. My idea was just to trade off this bishop, because this bishop is way stronger than this bishop. But it's saying that I should play bishop d6, and here queen c7, and something like this would occur. And here I've doubled pawns, I have the open g file. I thought he'd just, castle. I thought he'd play something like g3, and then after I move my bishop, just castle queenside. And here, I don't really like my position. I have clear weaknesses. His knight is probably going to come here and play f4. His position looks comfortable. But I play bishop e7 instead, because I didn't like that line. And he played knight e5, just attacking my queen. I played queen c8, proving that my queen d7 idea was not very good. And he took my bishop. And I don't really like taking the bishop. I think maybe he should have castled and played rook e1. That's the idea I like better, but maybe that's not the best idea. But he took here, and I took back. He played knight f3, looking to get into e4, and I castled. And so here he also castled because he has to get his king to safety. And if he castles this way, well then I have a family fork. So he castled that way, and I played bishop d8, just looking to go here. He played queen c2, and interestingly enough about my plan to go from bishop d8 to c7 is that he would have bishop g4, and I'd have to play h6 first. So queen c2 is just like play h6, and I was like, okay, thank you. I wanted to play h6 anyways. And here he played rook e1 with an interesting idea you'll see in a second. Bishop c7 here, bishop d3, and if I take, he's going to take with the f pawn. But in my opinion, the best move actually still is taking, because this bishop is so horrible on c7 and e7. It was just terrible, absolutely miserable there, doing absolutely nothing, so I just wanted to get rid of it. And here, now that my dark squared bishop is off the board, I played queen c7 so that I control this diagonal, and I thought that he might want to play h3, so that would weaken the pawn. So here he did play h3, and I just bring my knight back, and so here I thought g4 would be played. I think g4 is a strong move. He's threatening g5. I probably have to move my knight out of the way. Maybe play g6. It's very annoying for me. But here he played queen f2, and I think queen f2 allows me to get a little bit of counterplay with knight h5. Here, I don't know, king h2 just seems extremely passive, so he played knight e5, and here I thought that I could shut down his bishop and his queen battery if I just played f5. And interestingly enough, f5 is not a very good move because of the move the first move my opponent played, queen f3, knight f6, knight g6, and here I have to defend my pawn because it's being attacked, so I played rook f8. And here, I was really afraid of the move g4, and he's just opening up his queen battery, he's opening up his bishop battery, his knight is cemented there on g3, being a monster, I can't oppose it. I think g4, and I think my position crumbles soon. Maybe I have some e5 ideas, like g4, maybe I can play e5, but likely I cannot do this. It doesn't just looks horrible for me. So here he played knight e5 because he didn't really know what to do, and I think knight e5 just equalizes immediately. And he took with the rook, which I think is the best move because if he takes with the pawn, well then I'll play queen b6 and pick this guy up. So here I play queen b6, protecting this guy, attacking this guy, maybe threatening to win this because it's pinned, but unlikely. I think it's just attacking this guy and protecting this guy, and preparing rook f8 and then knight e5. So here I played rook f2, just defending the pawn. And I played rook f8, aligning myself with the queen. And here he made another inaccuracy. He played queen d1. He just got his queen out of the way, but queen d1 just allows this knight e4 idea completely without any compromises. So here he took. His bishop is absolutely terrible after knight e4. And if he moves here, well then I just take this. And then I gobble up all these guys. And if he moves his rook anywhere else, then I just take this pawn. So he took, and I took, and he took, and he played queen b3. And so queen b3 is actually a very bad move. And I'll give you a few seconds to find the refutation to queen b3. So if you found queen a6, congratulations, that's correct. Queen a6 with the idea of to go to f8, and then after king here, you have here. So we can just show that if he plays a nothing move, well then we're going here and there's no way to stop mate. So after queen a6, he played c4, and I think c4 was likely the best move. So again here, can you find the quickest way to win? I'll give you a few seconds. So if you found d captures on c4, this is also winning. You'll just be up a pawn, and it's pretty good for black, but there's actually a faster way to win, which is rook c8. And if you found this move, you'll realize that he cannot take here because rook c1 here, queen f1 threatening mate, he has to play g4, and here you'll just play rook e1. And the idea is, what is the idea? Let's see. So here, engine saying d6, queen g1 check here. Oh yeah, you just win the queen. That's the idea. So he can't really allow that. So in the game he played queen b5, which loses immediately. I took, and here, let's see if you can find the winning move. It's quite an easy winning move to find. It's pretty much the only move that makes sense. So if you found rook c1 check, that's just the in-between move. That's also fine, but the best move is king f7, and here the rook is kind of trapped. He can't really do anything. It's kind of hard to get your rook out. He's going to have to play in 1, 2, 3 moves while I can just gobble up the pawns and get 2 connected pass pawns. So here he played g4, which the engine says is the best move, but it just loses the game immediately because of g5, and now your rook doesn't have h5 anymore. So here he played h4, I played king f6, just defending my pawn, because if I didn't play king f6, then he could take, and take, and take, so I would lose a pawn. So he played a4, I played king c4, a5, I took, he played there. Interestingly, if I take here, I lose the game, actually. So here I just play b6, king f2, and after I played king c5, he resigned. So again, I got a nice win against a higher rated player. And so now in this, I'm 2-0. And in the next round, I'll be playing Paulo, who is rated 1815. And so Paulo has 1.5 points because he took a bye for one round and he won one round. So I'll see you again next time when I show you my game against Paulo. Bye!